Well, I'm here with my friend Norm, who works with Lily Miller, and we're going to be talking about one of our favorite topics, which is slugs. And we seem to have the corner market on them, don't we?
We do. We have the corner market. You know that 80% of the slug bait that's even produced in the Northwest is sold on the West Coast.
Wow.
A lot of it's manufactured up in the Seattle market area and then shipped along the West Coast to California. But as I said, 80% of what is totally produced is consumed in the Oregon, Washington, and California markets. There are some down in Florida, places like that in the South, not much in the Midwest, and not much actually in the Northeast. But you know, they just love this area. We have overcast guys as we have today, and they breed under rocks. They breed under old rotten wood. Anything that's laying in the ground, that's where they hide.
And they actually have eggs.
They do. The male and female both will disperse eggs.
Get out. Well, no wonder there's so many of them.
I know, you know, and it doesn't really matter because they both give birth to either 24 or 36 eggs at a time.
And probably more than once in a lifetime, I would think.
More than once in a lifetime, yes. They will go through several different timings during their life cycle until we actually try to control them.
Well, bless their hearts. And now what we're going to do is be chatting about some of the ways we can actually control them.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to go over a few of the more earth-friendly type non-chemical approaches. Now, this is a new product out called Slug Away, and it's a small mesh fence. If you have a lot of garden space, this is probably going to be cost prohibitive to do, but if you have a small area, this is very good. It just sticks on the stakes. It's run by a little 9-volt battery. It doesn't cause enough current to shock children or pets, but I'm being told that once they climb up there, they don't like the feeling of it, so that would certainly deter them from getting in your garden. There's also copper tape, which is a good product. Again, if you have a small area, again, once you're spreading out hundreds of feet of that, that could get expensive. But for a raised garden bed or even a nice big container, certainly the copper tape would work. They crawl over it, get a little shock. The beautiful daisy is what we call a slug house. Now, we're not building condominiums for them, but they tend to crawl in there, and you can lift that off, and you can put different types of baits and stuff in it, or even beer, which we're going to cover next. Put the lid on, they crawl in there and die. Now, both with the slug houses and if you choose this option here, which is beer, you do have to clean these out. You can't just pour them in and leave them. And also, it's good to use stale beer, so if you have a lot of crazy parties, you'll want to save those little dregs at the bottom of them.
Don't waste that beer.
Yeah, don't waste it though. You put this out. Now, you have to check this every day as you do the slug houses, because if you leave them in there floating, it's just going to get ugly. So take them out, refill it. So that's a few of the options. Now, Norm here is going to talk about some other ways to you can put stuff down to use.
Yes, also environmentally friendly is a product here by Lily Miller. It's called Worryfree.
It's a good product. Yeah.
This is an iron phosphate bait product, as you can see, and it's safe around children, pets, and animals. So you can literally sprinkle this out through the entire garden area, and you don't have to worry about anything with pets or with children. It's a small pellet, kind of looks like some spaghetti. And when you apply these products, whether it be in a pellet form, open that up real there, we'll show you just real quickly. And you want to probably use your gloves. It's not necessary, but it's a little pellet form that comes out just like this. And you just literally cast it out around your flowers and your shrubs. Nice. It's not necessary to pile. You don't want to ever pile because that attracts dogs and cats. However, this will not affect the dog or the cat either. So that is one of the most, it's earth-friendly and very safe around children, pets, and animals, like I say. The other thing that's really quite popular is the Deadline product by Cori's. Now, this is a liquid metaldehyde-based product, and you simply want to put small droplets around the plants. Don't be like my wife. She likes to stand in about a 12 square inch area and just let the whole thing go. She does not stop.
So you don't need to do it that much.
You don't need to do that. Just a small droppings around the area, and it contains metaldehyde, or what we call meta, and that's in the paste form. They also have it in a pellet form. This is also safe to use around vegetable gardens as well. And it is biodegradable. However, it is recommended that you do keep it away from the children and the pets.
And Cori's has been around for a long time.
It's been around for a number of years, and this happens to be made right up in the Seattle market. Cori's been around for a number of years. And this is the same thing. You want to spread it just like I showed the Worryfree. Cast it. Do not pile it. Do not make mounds out of it. So, because sometimes if you make mounds out of it, it will track a dog or a cat
Yeah.
because it does look like food. So,
And if it's not
spread it.
utilized, it just rots too.
Right, it'll actually just break down into the soil or the ground, actually. It lasts for about 2 weeks depending upon the rain and the weather that we have in the Northwest. And the best time to apply any of these products are actually in the evening or right after you've watered.
Now what's this last one here?
This last one is a meal. This is a Little Miller slug and snail bait. This is a meal. And a meal is very handy for people to use, but like I say, you want to just scatter it like you did the others. And use your gloves with this product. You can shake it out of the bag or simply drop it over the surface of the area where you're going to be using it. But it's not necessary to make these big piles and the big mounds of the products at all. I kind of relate it to, if you've ever made a batch of soup, which I'm sure you've had, is just sprinkling the salt in the soup.
Yeah.
And that's enough, and it becomes very, very effective. Like I say, apply it in the early morning when there's dew on the grass or late in the evening, and also you repeat it if there's been a heavy rainfall.
Well, you know, no matter what your option is when you want to try to control slugs and snails in your garden, whether you want to go completely organic or with one of the higher intensity type things, go to any of your independent garden centers. They'll be sure to help you out, as Norm always does us. Thank you so much, Norm.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for coming by.